The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mabuhay and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community where you see all things new. This is King Gonzalez and I'm streaming from Quezon City. You guys are watching Realty Realities Season 2, Episode 24. A good Saturday, sunny afternoon again to everybody. Maraming salamat. Daghang salamat for streaming live to Realty Realities. You could be doing something else, but you chose to be here because it's all about learning. And what do we learn about Realty Realities? Everything and anything under the sun about real estate, especially today. Because today we have a special guest who is the number one broker in the Queen City of the South. You know, I've been wanting to guest him since season 1, but busy, no? Busy yung schedule na. He's a very busy man, involved in different businesses as well as real estate. So, but you know, ang talaga, in God's time, you get to invite the person that you want for your show in His time. And yun, pero hindi pa natin siya i-introduce ngayon in a little while. Because what we have as our first portion is what we call Ask and You Shall Receive. Ano ba yung Ask and You Shall Receive? Well, for you guys, for the starters here, for the beginners here in Realty Realities, we give a lot of freebies in our show. And one of the freebies that we're gonna give out today is it's a free seminar to real estate brokerage for new salespersons. Ano lang naman siya? Mga 12 credit units or something worth 800 pesos. And this is given by the professionals, no? The professional lecturers of NREA, the National Real Estate Association Incorporated. So if you want to attend the seminar, just please take a picture of the event poster. Or if you want to get this free, magtanong lang kayo mamaya sa guest natin at makukuha niya po ito ng libre. But syempre, the first one who asks that question will receive this. Okay? Kung napansin nyo, medyo nagmamadali ako, no? Kasi hindi naman ako paalis. Pero this guy's a busy man. And we don't want to keep him holding because he has a lot of things to tell us alam niyo sa mga phone conversations ko pa lang with this guy, which is not frequent but rare occasions that I need to ask something about properties in Cebu. It hindi ko alam, no? Sir, parang umaabot ng at least 30 minutes for a simple phone call because he has a lot to share. And that's probably the reason why he became the past president of the largest real estate association in the Philippines, PAREB. Kung napanood niyo po yung last week where we invited si Presidente Dante Salamat, this guy, our guest, is the predecessor of Mr. Salamat. And dahil pag presidente ka ng asosasyon, hindi naman to yung royalty ka, ikaw yung pinagsisilbihan, kundi you serve. And this guy served the association pretty well at marami po siyang projects na napahayag, especially dun sa lines of multi-listing services or getting the listings of different brokers, the members of PAREB, out to the market. He is also the president and CEO of Realty Options Incorporated. Ganda ng acronym. ROI, because you get your investments back, no, when you buy something from him. Wala na. Ito na, i-enter na natin. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Samuel Ortega Lau. Sir Sam.
Hello, good morning everyone. Sabi nila sa real estate, palagi daw natin, King, no, i-greet yung mga audience natin ng good morning kasi opportunity. Every day we're given 24 hours to do good thing for our life and for the other people. So,
Amen.
good
Yes.
with you itong TNC mo, the new channels, especially talking about real estate. You're inviting weekly people like wanted to share their expertise to the audience, to guide the audience, no? So, congratulations, King. Layo na narating mo din.
Wala pa ako sa kalingkingan ng Dr. Samuel Lau, but yes, I will take the credit po. I am fortunate also to be here, no, in Realities, and then inviting some of the best in the industry. At pag pinag-uusapan ng ang Cebu, alam mo, karamihan sa amin dito sa Manila parang may default eh. Pag Cebu yan. Baka nga naririndi na yung telepono mo ng mga brokers from Manila.
Buti
Samuel Lau.
Mute ko na nga yung cellphone ko muna. Baka may biglang na tumatawag.
Kaya eksakto. Well, we've invited the different brokers to watch us in our show. So if you have any questions, no, pertaining to not just practices of brokers but also more especially dun sa mga ipe-present na beautiful properties of Mr. Lau later on, just put it in the comment section and we'll read it. Yun. So Sam, kamusta bang how's business there in Cebu?
Well, Cebu during pandemic, sa crisis, sabi nga nila, in every crisis there is an opportunity. So medyo yung project selling is nag-slow down, but the general brokers, the resale market, nag-pick up naman siya. So we can talk a lot about that kasi during crisis maraming mga medical needs, lalo na during COVID, no? So you see a lot of distress sell or for medication, need for medication, etc. So every crisis, just like stocks for my crisis, it's good time to buy. So, but other side naman, yung project selling, biglang nag-slow down, lalo na yung mga condominium natin. So, makikita natin yan sa mga offering ng mga developer na yung mga dating not so generous ngayon, naging so much generous ng equity, stretch of payment terms. But of course, nag-pivot tayo from project selling to resale market.
Yeah, that's it.
Maraming negosyante, in pandemic may negosyante na apektado, may negosyante namang making good because of essentials yung product nila. So, where they gonna park their money? So, it's still bottom line, good thing to buy during pandemic, it's real estate. It's a bargain.
Yeah. I know this is not in our guide questions, Sir Sam, pero now that you've mentioned about ganun din naman dito sa Manila. There's a slowdown of sales in condominiums, no? Because people are looking for best buys in terms of resale
Retail.
market. Um Diyan ba sa Cebu meron din kasi nung first guest ko dito sa season 2 sabi na people are looking for more exclusive subdivisions now than ever. And sabi ko, anong budget? They're looking for house and lots that are 100 million up, like in Dasma. No? Ganon din ba sa ano? Ganon din ba sa Cebu? Merong mga negosyante na looking for investments, no? Investments na house and lots there?
Okay, during the last 12 months, we encounter clients na bumibili sa Class A yung mga very, very exclusive subdivision na sabihin mo, big question why these people during pandemic are buying those very exclusive and very expensive at not in a bargain deal. Not in a bargain deal.
Not in a
Some
bargain deal.
corporate owners nag-unload because for liquidity and some corporate buyers and well-to-do families doing good during pandemic are buying it. And yun ang nga sabi mga elite buyers natin, no? So, merong mga ganyan pa rin. And it's happening during the last 12 months.
I'm curious also to hear, do we hear of Metro Manila buyers going to Cebu and looking for opportunities there? Kasi ako
Yeah.
parang ang notion ko, Sir Sam, kaya
Mhm.
kita gustong maimbitahan talaga din is that not so many of us brokers here in Manila know what's happening there in the south. And Cebu being the central of the Philippines, if I may say, 'di ba? At saka ang ganda niya, ang good investment haven. Do Metro Manila brokers go there to ano? Meron bang mga families here who buy properties there in Cebu for investment purposes?
Majority of the transaction for the last, sabihin natin, more than a year during pandemic are more into logistic and warehouses. So, nag-pick up
Yeah,
ang
yeah.
logistic and warehouses. In
Uh-huh.
housing, not so good, not so, maliban sa mga institutional account na buying distressed account. There
All
is
right.
mga big players are buying
Yeah,
here for
yeah.
distress. They commission us to look for those distressed account. Like
Mm-hmm.
as low as 50% of the market value, we able
Mm-hmm.
to spot those opportunity during this past few months of pandemic. But typical buying condominium,
Mm-hmm.
housing, not that aggressive, not that aggressive, but may mga iba-iba dyan na nag-take advantage on the juicy, very, very flexible payment terms ng mga developer. Meron pa rin.
Ano yan? Coming from Metro Manila?
Yes, coming from
Or
Metro
mix
Manila,
na?
OFW na hindi
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
na affected sa work because
Yeah,
nag-ship ang mga developer into very flexible payment terms. May mga
yeah,
nagbigay
yeah.
ng 5% equity or 10% equity payable in 3 years. Wow, no? And then iba pa nga dyan, nag-rent to own na lang sila sa mga ready for occupancy units nila. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just renta lang yung inventory, mag-move lang. So that
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking on project selling.
I see. I see. Well, some of my viewers may be wondering how come, but nag-shift gear si King. Tapos, he's not asking the usual questions. Kasi I wanna hit the ground running. Pero babalik ako, shift ako ng konti Sir Sam, bakit ba or paano ka naman nalinya sa real estate? Ano ba yung are you a doctor of is that a doctor of is that something related to your real estate? Or anyway,
Uh,
how did you get started into real estate?
Actually, pagiging real estate ko is just by incident kasi I'm into medical course. So, therapist tayo. I graduated Cebu Doctors University. Then, sad to say, after my mother died early and my father got stroke early. So, as an eldest, I take
Oh.
over our business. So, while
Mm-hmm.
running our business, business is doing good. Nagkataon lang na yung one of our city councilors approached me, Sam, can you help me market my little subdivision? My network
Uh-huh.
ka, active kasi tayo sa insurance during my entrepreneur year, active din tayo sa insurance. So, may
Uh-huh.
sabi niya, my network ka, Sam, baka you can help me my almost a hectare subdivision lot only. So, I cannot say
Mhm.
no because I'm also a kagawad for 23 years. So, I help those city councilor for the lot only. In 2 months' time, our group sold maraming lote, no? So when I computed as a businessman, I computed our possible receivable and revenue. Sabi ko, wow, may pera pala sa real estate. Yung 1 year revenue ko sa where am I now, pwede ko palang kitain in 2 months time.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
I see, may pera sa real estate. So I take
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chance, nag-take
Uh-huh.
tayo ng exam, review, pumasa naman kaagad. I apply for national post in Robinson's Land as an in-house agent. That's my first job as an in-house agent on Robinson's Land, handling first Cebu project nila na luxury. Nag-top naman tayo nationwide. Sabi ko parang sa akin yata real estate.
At talaga, nag-top ka nationwide. Wow,
Yeah, I
congratulations.
started that's year 2008. So
So
that
when did you get when did you get your
I
license?
get my
2006?
I get my DTI exam 2007 last quarter
2007.
of 2007. So I get my license 2008. So I was hired
Mm.
by Robinsons RLC last quarter also of 2007, but officially started on 2008. So
Wow.
I'm the one who handled first the Amisa, the luxury resort condominium here in Mactan, dulo ng Mactan.
Mm.
No? So
Okay.
walang
Yeah.
showroom, walang lobby lang ang opisina sa Summit Circle. So, sabi ko nga, if I wanted to go to real estate, where can I get training? Sabi ko, I gonna apply on the national developer para ma-train ako. So, it helps a
Yeah.
lot, no? It helps
Yeah.
a lot. The pressure, the training. Sabi ko,
Uh-huh.
if I, then I created, malaki ang tulong doon when I entered the real estate. Just typical businessman, you create a 5 years roadmap o blueprint. Sabi ko, if
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can prove to myself that I'm a good seller, marunong ako magbenta ng property, then I can go to my second year goal na magtayo ng sarili kong realty office. Kasi marami sa mga broker na nakita ko na nag-set up ng realty office, but kawawa, they are so dependent on their agents, kaya binubuli minsan ng mga ahente kasi yung broker nila nakaupo lang, naghintay lang ng benta ng ahente nila.
Sige.
Other way around.
At sir, may request lang ako ng konti kasi yan, nakikita ko na, no? Kasi yung sa t-shirt mo, nakasulat yung realty options eh. So yan yung company nyo. Was
Yes,
it
that's
on
our
your
company.
second year you set up already the ROI?
Yes, on part of my blueprint, if I prove to myself on my first year that marunong ako magbenta, then on the second year, I will set up my realty office. Kasi para sa akin, how could I, parang what's the benefit or value if I invite agents under my wing, then ako mismo hindi marunong magbenta. What can I teach, pass on to my agents? So I need to prove ko. Year 1 ko, I need to prove to myself. So year 2, I
Mhm.
set up my realty. Year 3, I bring more management people and system. So sunod-sunod na yun until nagiging busy tayo first 6 years of my company, Realty Options Marketing Consultancy Inc. or in short, Realty Options Inc. ROI. We're known in Cebu as an ROI. We're so blessed in first 6 years. The 7th year onward, I become so busy when I was called to serve our national
Mhm. Mhm.
organization. So parang giving back no on the industry that helped me a lot. So I serve our industry. So as a
Sige.
director, lahat
Let,
hanggang
let me let me pause you there first, Sir Sam, kasi yun nga our viewers are agents, our viewers are also brokers, and our viewers are also salespeople na nasa ibang fields. And I wanted to pick your thought earlier where you said you have to be goal oriented. And what you did was a 5 year goal plan wherein for a certain year you have specific objectives. And the
yes,
first one being, sabi mo, kailangan maging magaling ka sa pagbebenta. kung magtatayo ka na sarili mong brokerage. Kaya that's what you did for RLC. And then the second year is you set up ROI already. Tama?
Yes, yes.
And then what was the third, the fourth, and the fifth? The third was probably management.
After I set up second year, I set up my company. I hired employee number 1. So tulong-tulong muna kami kasi when I benchmark also some of the best realty. So I benchmark top 5 realty offices in Cebu at that time. So pinag-aralan ko yung strength and weaknesses nila. So on the third year, nagpasok na ako ng additional. Dinala ko na yung brother ko to come in, help the industry. Nagdagdag ako ng IT to set up the system na. Then, tuloy-tuloy. Then, on the hanggang fifth year, then, I expand my branch in outside Cebu. I tried it also in Luzon and also in Mindanao.
I see.
After, on the fifth year onward na ako nag-branch out.
Nice. Kasi we need to draft, or especially yung mga newbie brokers and those brokers who have not really said yes that I will put up a company to do my real estate selling. At least I like you and Doc Mary Gao, who I also had here in the show, si Doc Presidente, salamat. Yung lahat sila tinatanungan ko, how did you do it? Because we want to have at least a benchmark of your roadmap to successes. So, anong sinespecialize ng ROI, sir?
Okay, when you, part of my study when I did my benchmark and research, when you set up a realty office, dalawa ang direction mo. Objectives mo, are you into quick money or are you into cash flow?
Okay.
So, if you want quick money, you go into general brokerage. Kasi general brokerage, walang terms, more on outright. Short term lang yan, no? Outright, minsan you can close the deal pag nagkasundo na within the next 1 to 3 months. Pero if you want a cash flow, you can go into project selling. Because project selling, yung mga equities nasa 2 years to 4 years, and then meron dyan mga milestone nila every 6 months or 3 months. Yung iba, karamihan ngayon, nagbibigay na ng pro rata monthly commission releasing. So, whatever you're gonna sell this month, next month, you start collecting portion of that commission, and then sales mo second month, you collect it also part of the third month. So magka-compounding yung receivables mo. So if you wanted to build cash flow, you go into project selling and pick your partner, focus developer, kung ano yung objectives mo. So that's how I started with project selling because I wanted to establish a cash flow, a solid cash flow on my realty office. Then,
Ganda.
Pag-aralan ng mga listeners natin na broker, if you're gonna set up a realty office, dapat meron kang winatawag natin operational budget for 6 months or 12 months. Alamin mo yung total cost mo, then there's a formula dyan na don't compute na 1 year lang kasi pag nag-focus ka sa developer na nagbigay ng equity 3 years to pay, dapat yung operational budget mo, computein mo on the 3 years. So that's another topic siguro.
Wow.
There's a formula for that. Diyan palagi ng realty office na nagsara ka agad.
Yeah. That's true. Kita nyo guys, no? Isa pa lang yung tinatanong ko, no? And si Sir Sam has already different thoughts that he wanted to express to us, and we'll have that in another show. Sir Sam, bago natin pag-usapan naman yung mga beautiful properties of Cebu. Kasi yung beautiful properties ng Cebu has to match the beautiful people of Cebu, of the Queen City of the South. Mag-pause muna tayo for a few reminders from our generous sponsors. So we'll see you back. A good Saturday afternoon again to the viewers of Realty Realities. Sabi nga ng guest natin, since we're into sales, it's always good morning! Ayan. But before we get back to Dr. Samuel Lau, no, we'd like to invite you guys that it's not just Realty Realities na show dito sa TNC. We have a whole wide range of shows, as you can see there. So why? Because TNC is a live stream platform of online shows, different platforms. Oh, one platform, different shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as you can see on the screen. Imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Dahil engaging nga, please post your comments or your questions on the comment section, please, so that we can ask Dr. Samuel Lau later. Our vision is to become a 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Please watch Realty Realities every Saturdays at 4 p.m. You can also watch it on replays. That's on our Facebook page as well as YouTube. Where do you find us? Just hashtag TNT now or hashtag the new channel. We are also on IG, so please follow us. We're also on Spotify and we're also on Apple Podcasts. For sponsorships, please email now at thenewchannel.com or send us a DM. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them all for you. Yeah, let's bring back Sir Sam. But if there are any questions in place, just stand by. We would like to thank friend po natin, no, Sir Sam, si Miss Cheryl Sanguyo for trusting the show and being a
Yes.
sponsor of Vista Blue Chips Marketing, part of the Vista Global Sales Network at malamang sa dami ng properties ng Vista, they also have in Cebu. But we'll discuss that in a different show. Sir Sam, itong pinakaantay ng ng madlang people. What are the best options or what are the best opportunities when we talk about Cebu real estate?
Sige,
Ano ba yung maganda?
I prepared a short presentation. Okay lang ba mag-share screen?
Yeah. Go
Sige.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay na to.
Yan, it's coming on. It's coming on.
Ano ko ba
Oh, you cannot expand it, Sir Sam. Yeah, but
sige, okay.
but in the view of the viewers, it's big
Ayan
already.
ba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where to invest?
So where to invest in Cebu? Okay, so this is a short presentation. So
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to take opportunity in the in Cebu, if you see this map, we're on an hour away flight from Luzon, Manila, Metro Manila, an hour away flight also from Davao, the King of Mindanao, and 30 minutes from east and west of Philippines. So we're in the center, the Philippines archipelago. So come to Cebu, our airport, which is Mactan Cebu International Airport, is located in Mactan, and we are now in the process of expanding the airport, new terminal, to
Wow.
accommodate more international airlines, and we are now consolidating few lots for the second runway. So if
Mm-hmm.
you visit Cebu, just a 10 to 15 minutes drive, you can see the Billionaires Row in the north part of Cebu. From start, you can see on the upper left, then you can see the project of Ayala Sea Group. On the middle left side is the more billionaires like the Mactan New Town by Mega World. Then we have here the Robinson's Land, the Mibisa, and the Amisa. Then we have also the Dennis Oy right upper portion, the Las Vegas zone in Mactan with casino, everything. So a lot more. You can see the project of Brackwell and Sheraton, no? So tourism zone in Mactan, either you invest here because these are all condominium residential apartment opportunity. If you wanted to ride and you have a business here in Cebu, you can buy some condo or rent it out. There are some condo hotels or service apartment. Another
Sir, Sir
booming
Sam, Sir
yes,
Sam,
sir.
sorry. While you're doing your presentation, para lang hindi mawala yung thought, especially of our viewers. Halimbawa yan, Billionaires Row, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Billionaires eh. So, ting, 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 kagad yung ano sa utak namin. Mga magkano naman yan?
Okay.
Like the smallest.
In the average, these are all kasi Mactan, left and right are surrounded by water, no? So,
Mm-hmm.
left and right, nandyan na yung mga big player natin. Robinson, at Santa Lucia, Sheraton, Movenpick, Shangri-La, everything, Mega World,
Yeah.
Alayala. So, the cheapest is 160 plus per square meter on the
Mm-hmm.
condominium. The highest is as high already as 300 plus per square meter, especially, by Rockwell.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, okay. Because of the very low density project of Brackwell.
Nice,
But the
nice.
average na yun is nasa 200 to 250 on the middle, like Sheraton and of course, Ayala.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Very good, very good. Sige
But
po, next.
imagine you land
Yeah.
to airport, it's 10 to 15 minutes drive. Then you can do business in Mactan or you drive through 30 minutes, 1 hour away to north and south of Cebu. I'll show you later. Now,
Oh, okay.
another,
Kung halimbawa palabas ako ng Mactan International Airport, 'di ba?
yes.
Kung if I remember it correctly, because I used to visit Cebu during the Iron Mondays, no? Naalala niyo, nagkita tayo, Sir Sam. So,
Yes.
kung right side yung papunta ng mga Shangri-La, 'di ba?
Yes.
Etong mga properties na to, nandito rin to sa right side
Yes, that's
or
the north. That's the north of Cebu. That's going to from. If you're familiar with the Magellan Shrine, the Shangri-La, bago ka makadaan sa Shangri-La, there is a Magellan, not Magellan, the Lapu-Lapu Shrine. The
yeah.
monument of Lapu-Lapu City, Lapu-Lapu. So
Yes, yes.
adjacent to that, left and right is already both by Mega World. They're building a township, and then after that, annex is Shangri-La, then
Mhm.
Movenpick, then a lot of private resort, boutique resort, and there is now the Dennis Oy, the Las Vegas type development.
Oh,
There
all
is now
right.
the Sheraton, there is now the Rockwell. Sa dulo nito is the Santa Lucia na parang three corners body of water na. Then swing back to the west side is nandyan na yung si Robinson's Land and maraming
Mhm.
hanggang balik dito sa Shangri-La side, nandiyan naman si Ayala ulit. So, west and east and north side, ito, lahat ng player dito, yung development na, nagbuo sila ng development not lower than B. Kaya sinasabi ko, these are billionaires row because if a developer enter here, their minimum investment are in B
Okay.
already.
All right. And all of them have beach resorts, right? Merong
Yes, all have beachfront.
beachfront. So, opo.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Sige.
Now,
Ipon.
so here, the new trend during pandemic, or not even during pandemic, because Cebu it's an archipelago. We're just it's a long size island na parang Palawan, and we're only 15%, not even 20% flat. No, it's a coastal from the
Mhm.
coastal going to the foot of the mountains, in average only 1 to 3 kilometers dagat na, then foot of mountain na, kaya if you travel, we call it our highway. It's really a coastal highway. So
Mhm.
it's 30 minutes from the heart of Mandaue or Cebu City, the CBD area. You go Mountainside Resort, it's 30 minutes away. You go Mactan Airport is 30 minutes away. So you do business where you wanted to relax on the Mountain Ambience Resort or the Seabreeze Resort, no? But
Mhm.
the north and south and west side of Cebu are a lot of things to offer also. Kaya there is a booming butanding in the south side of Cebu. There are what we call treehouse sa mga lake or lawa, like very famous itong mga nasa lower right portion. Google nyo lang yan. And we have a lot of falls. We also have our own hot spring in Cebu, just like Japan, that you go there just
Mhm.
to bat hot spring. And
Wow.
another booming setup of Cebu is due to pandemic, ang mga bagong recently nagbubukas na mga kainan, mga ano, imagine one restaurant coffee shop in Cebu in a mountain, parang Tagaytay. It's only
Wow.
less than an hour travel from my place in the heart of Cebu
Wow.
City. It's earning 100,000 revenue per day. Imagine it's a mountain coffee shop only, ha? But the view is, you have the mountain terrain view and the lake view. So, marami na ngayon mga mountainside, parang valley type na resort being set up, open for the last 18 months during pandemic. So, karamihan ng mga nagbubukas na mga opportunity is more into agro-tourism, agricultural tourism, or more on the mountain resort tourism type.
Mhm.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, people go travel to the extreme north, where if you go to the north side, you can see like Malaboracay na mga white sand, like the famous Santa Fe Bantayan Island, where you can see
Bantayan.
the shoreline and the on the sandbar, or kita mo na sa middle portion ko na litrato, that is Bantayan Island. So imagine the water and the sandbar. And we have also the famous Malapasca, where you can famous for white sand also and diving. So tourism is number one of Cebu. And after tourism, if you want to invest in Cebu other than tourism, go into logistic and warehouse, because remember, Cebu, we're at the hub. We're the middle of north, south, east, and west. That's why karamihan sa mga vessels dito nagsisimula going servicing the south, east, west. We So Dinis Uy, no, Double Dragons invested a big central hub of logistic already in Cebu. And we in Cebu City, Mandaue City, and all our shoreline LGU are now very busy in expanding our port area to cater more uh, container ban. So
Yeah.
marami
Yeah.
po. I-Google nyo lang yan, marami. So karamihan for the last pandemic, last year, 2020 to 2021, most of the business people in Manila calling us broker because to look for land for logistic and warehouses.
Nice.
That's the opportunity that we grab during last 2 years.
Saang
Now,
banda nilalagay ang logistics, Sir Sam?
okay, ang center talaga ng Cebu North South is really Mandaue. Kaya nasa
Mhm.
Mandaue yung most famous warehouses, kasi nandiyan ang Cebu International Port.
The
But the
international
Cebu
port, yeah.
International Port, nag-expand siya dito sa next town of Mandaue, we call it Consolacion. Kaya
Yeah, okay.
after announcing this 5 years ago, nagbilihan na lahat ng mga local player at sumunod naman yung mga Manila player buying property in that town of Consolacion. And ongoing na yung International Port Expansion Bay doon. And then, and Talisay naman on the south, to Miglanilla, to Nanaga, they're also doing their counterpart. So, most of the metropolitan LGU, kasi may sariling waterfront sila, kanya-kanya silang setting up of expanded reclamation project, average 100 to 300 hectares port area ng mga LGU.
Wow.
So ngayon, if you go back again where the best warehousing ngayon, the warehouse target area ngayon is it's more into Mandaue and then Consolacion up to Compostela area, but Double Dragon reached already up to Danao City. They position in advance in Danao City, and there's a port area opening also in Danao City. So that is an less 30 walang traffic, 30 minutes travel only paggabi. Then on south, humabot na itong mga logistic warehousing up to Naga kasi nandoon yung mga more Cebu is a center for pang cement factory. Nandito ang 3 factory ng mga simento.
Yeah, totoo.
So next opportunity of after tourism, logistic warehouses, pwede nyo dalhin yung mga investors nyo for residential development. Kasi booming yung logistic warehousing business, booming yung tourism. Of course, maraming nagma-migrate dito. Number 1, university. Maraming university sa Cebu. Sabihin na lang natin, competitive na talaga, no? In fact, yung one of our law school dito, palaging nagtatap na sa San Carlos. So, nagtatap na sa bar for the last ilang bar exam na. So, PINMA are buying properties university here, like Southwestern University is now bought by PINMA. So, karamihan sa mga Vismin entering college, they do schooling here in Cebu. So, marami naman mga businessmen doing business here are buying their residential houses. Kaya, one of our prime residential houses, nakita niyo itong picture sa lower left portion, it's just 15 minutes travel away from the city proper. Then you can see the whole cityscape already. This is average 40 to 50 million houses, 400 to 500 floor area.
Which one? Yung bottom right?
Bottom right.
Yan yung project ni Slater Young.
On Terraza. Yes.
Wow.
Very limited inventory, and it's only 15 minutes from the heart of the city. And honestly, you can really walk from the heart of the city, go to this good exercise.
Well, it's just it's a grabe. When I saw this project in one of your posts, I immediately showed it to friends and to my family. Talagang mapapawaw ka, no? But if you guys are interested, I'll give you the contact numbers of Sir Sam, and you'll see this project. Yung mga maraming pictures that will wow you.
Yung mga viewer natin na brokers, agents, so if they have investors coming here doing business here, so we have housing. We have housing for our businessman, for our entrepreneur. Na yung mga high-end to middle housing, we can offer to them. If meron naman sa mga relocation nila, mga staff nila, may mga housing naman to yun ng mga economic value. So marami. So just like also the upper right pictures that is developed of the Hong Kong land in partnership with a local developer. It's in the heart of the Cebu City waterfront, the new Mandaue reclamation area. So imagine it's like the Victoria Harbor of Hong Kong in the future. Developed by Hong Kong Land and Gaisano, top property. So again, we're inviting, I get 2 phone calls of national developer contacting me for 5 to scout for horizontal development and vertical development. Yan. Recently, si DMCI acquired 2 major property for their launching zone, vertical housing, and some known developer also in Manila are already entering. Majority of them are here already, but those second layer of developer in Manila are also follow through, also scouting already property here in Cebu.
Curious lang ako, Sir Sam. Ang dami mong binabanggit na developments, and you've also mentioned that Cebu's busy with industry, cement, logistics, warehouse, tourism sites. Now, the question that if I were a foreigner, diba, I would ask, hey King, would Cebu be congested because of the many developments there are? Anong magiging sagot ko doon? Gaano kalaki ba ang probinsya ng Cebu?
Probinsya ng Cebu, sabihin ko na lang, from the heart of Cebu, let's say Cebu City or Mandaue, If you go extreme north, that is 120 kilometers away. If you go extreme south, that's also 120 kilometers away. So, yun na. So, I don't know. If you're in Metro Manila, 120 kilometers, hanggang saan na yan?
Hanggang baka Baguio or from Quezon City to Nasugbu,
Yeah, but
Batangas.
I'll show you later in the last few slides the big master plan development of Cebu, how we are
Yeah.
going to spread out the development.
Because I just wanted to correct the notion that Cebu, when people think of Cebu as an island, promoted as an island, di ba? Beach island, they think na, ano lang to, maliit lang to. Hindi po, malaki po ang buong Cebu. Yung nakikita nyo sigurong sinasabi nyo maliit, that's the Mactan Island. But it's connected to the whole Cebu. Yan. Yes, Sir Sam.
Sabihin natin, King, example, where's the center of the call center of BPO industry in Metro Manila?
Metro Manila. So, let's say,
Is it in
Makati.
Ortega, or is it in Makati, Pasay, spread out? But during the payday, yung mga nagtatrabaho, saan nila gagastusin yung pera? Is it
mall?
in the Metro Manila or umuwi sila?
Uwi.
Majority of them go to the north and south, umuwi, di ba?
Yes.
Majority dito sa Cebu, because it's an island. Let us say, sabihin ko na lang, 200,000 employees of call center sa isang township lang natin dito sa Lahog City and Ayala City, 2 blocks away. 200,000 of call center employees, sabihin na lang natin, average natin 20,000 pesos salary.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much? That is 4B. That is 4 billion peso in terms of sahod pumapasok sa buffer because our employer are pag call center are abroad, targeting abroad.
Yeah.
So, but salary coming in, kinsinas katapusan is for 2B, so 4B. So, 4B. Imagine the domino effect. Kaya nga, on this area of Lahog and Ayala, booming ang rental business ng mga, kaya maraming housing, like mga economic housing like Ayala, Abida, mga Sibulan Master. So, to cater those employees of call center, kaya maraming buyer bumibili ng mga studio unit doon because the call center buyer invest 2 M for the studio unit 25 square meter, and then lease it out with a call center. The average is 20 minimum, ha, so paakyat pa yan. For a studio good for 4, pinaparent out nila, kumikita yan ng 20,000 square meter so it's 1%, pinakamababa 15, so it's 8 to 9% ROI per year plus the value appreciation of the property. Kaya because of the booming ICT BPO industry of Cebu, and those worker, they spend their money in Cebu because if they go home, they travel airlines and barko. Kaya they usually seldom go home and they spend their money here.
Wow.
Yung basics of the domino effect, kaya maraming restaurant.
But saka nakakalimutan natin na dahil sentro si Cebu nga pala, hindi lang naman Cebuano ang mga nandyan, ano?
Yes.
People from the other provinces in the Visayas, even Mindanao, work in Cebu.
Yeah, yung mga negosyante sa Bismin, they wanted to ride on the businesses in Cebu, so they set up store businesses. Kaya sila yung target naman sa middle high-end market. Then the money coming in Cebu every month from international employers, that fuels the growth of Cebu. Maliban pa dyan na Cebu is strong for manufacturing and the tourism and many more. Yung mga economic factors natin.
Totoo. Meron ka pa bang ibang slides dyan, Sir Sam?
Meron pa.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Other than residential, so for those investor wanted to set up development, okay, meron naman dito tayo because of the booming Cebu, kaya commercial offices development. So those developer wanted to take a ride on the commercial office development. We have the new Mandawi development. Andyan si Mandani, nandyan ngayon mga dalawang bagong tayong hospital, known brand, Chongwa and Cebu Doctors, nandyan. Meron tayo sa IT Park, meron tayo sa Ayala, meron tayo sa SRP Cebu South Road, nandyan na rin sa Ayala ngayon, nag-set up ng bago. So, these are the booming area. Nandyan din si Mactan and Cordoba. Cordoba, there's already a SMDC ongoing approved 1,000 hectare reclamation. So Cordoba is positioning like a Sentosa
Oh,
of
talaga?
Cebu. Sentosa parang Singapore.
Is that driven by the Cordova Express Link?
Yes, kaya nag-position yung third bridge from SRP to Cordoba. So abangan mo yan. It's a good place to invest now, SRP and Cordoba for the
Okay,
business
Sir
people.
Sir Sam, yun ba yung highway na nasa tabing dagat tapos near the SM where SM Santo Niño ba ang tawag doon?
Yes, the
SMC side?
SMC side, we call that SMC side.
Is that Cordoba?
No, SMC side, there's a new bridge. We call it the third bridge that connect the Mactan Island. So from SRP, it will land to Cordoba Municipality, then go straight to the Mactan to para lahat ng mga vehicle on the south, hindi na siya papasok
binabypass
sa
mo
Cebu
ng
Mandawi.
city.
Ito na siya from SRP to Cordoba. Lahat ng vehicle naman on the north, di na papasok sa Mandawi and Cebu City because we're gonna set up, approve already the fourth bridge from Consolacion to Mactan. So there would be soon coming port bridge also on the north side.
Kasi to those who are not familiar with Cebu, pag rush hour traffic ay aabutin kayo sa bridge pa lang, no? Aabutin ka na ng isang oras, Sir Sam. So that's why the local government as well as the national
seldom na nangyayari yung 1 hour traffic. Hindi na masyado.
Hindi naman. Hindi na masyado.
Na-manage na ng mga ng mga traffic enforcer.
Okay, very good. And then thankfully, like what Sir Sam is saying, there's a third bridge which is going to be open this year, 2022.
They're targeting first quarter next year.
First quarter next year, and then another, fourth bridge.
I corrected kung first quarter. Basta next year open na sila.
Yeah, that's good. Galing.
So another opportunity. So if your developer investors coming in, we can help scout for good property for them. Next opportunity here is the industrial manufacturing or the PEZA zone. So in Mactan, kaya nag-booming si Mactan because we have 3 PEZA zone, the MEPS 1, MEPS 2, and Cebu Light Industrial Zone. So all the workers here fuel the economic growth of Mactan. Since Mactan is also become tourism zone, the Billionaires Row, as I mentioned earlier, lahat yung facing east to west, umiikot na dyan. We are expanding, and if you try to scout the island of Cebu, it's all mountainous except for the northern side of Cebu, where all sugarcane plantation. If you Google the Bugo, the Midillian, the Bantayan, it's all flat. Kaya recently, just few weeks ago, approved na ang sa Congress ang rezoning ng classification from agri to industrial zone, and approved na by PEZA zone ang bigger portion ng Midillian, Cebu.
Pag sinabi yung Midillian, where is that with reference to city?
Cebu, it is sabihin na lang natin pag mabilis ka it's around 100 kilometers away from Cebu. It's around 3 hours travel. And then kagandahan pag nagtayo tayo ng PEZA zone dito, there's a proposed there's a private airstrip where they are converting it now into domestic public airport also in Midillian. And there's also big port that they are developing for there's already a Roro and port that connect Luzon, and this is more malapit na sa southern Luzon side already.
I see.
So ang kagandahan dito, pag nagnegosyo ka dito, malapit ka sa Bantayan Island, just a few minutes away if you wanted to enjoy. So you can do business here while living in your white sand villas.
Wow, converted
and then you can buy here. The good thing, itong super highway na to, na 30 meters wide, you can still buy here Roland as low as 300 to 500 peso per square meter. The highway is as 1,000 peso per square meter. So maraming nagko-consolidate na dito ngayon ng mga 100 hectares, 300 hectares. Ang buyer ng land bank na. So again, for those player land wanted to invest in industrial and PESA zone. So inviting you in the north part of Cebu. So
Yun.
again, I'll show you Cebu. Nakita niyo itong slide?
Yes, yes.
Okay. On the middle, I show you the proposed transaction highway. The proposed transaction highway is it will connect the north and south using a super highway in the middle of the mountain. And then every few LGU, every 30 minutes travel, there is an exit going west and going east para if you avoid the traffic in the coastal highway, dito ka dumaan sa transaction highway, and then you go east and west, pwede kang bumaba anytime. Okay. Now here on the right picture, you can see the Mactan Island. The Mactan Island, there is on the right upper green line that the fourth bridge, and then here on the lower green line, that is the third bridge connecting SRP to Cordoba already. And then there is also what we call express highway from north of Cebu. We are talking Metro Cebu. There's an express highway in the North Naga connect to us Danao. So to avoid the traffic in the main national highway and coastal highway. Then on the left upper, it's still fighting through politics pa lang, no? Na delay lang itong we call it monorail or train. By the way, if you for your history, if you go back to the history, the northern part of Cebu, yung sinasabi kong Bugo Midilian, hanggang sa south of Cebu going to Argao and part, we already before war may train na ang Cebu.
Ah, talaga?
Yes, before the war.
Connecting where to where?
South, tip of north and tip of south. Na ano lang yan, nasira after the war. During
I
the
see.
war, after the war, hindi na nagamit, and most of our squatters occupying those dating railway.
So yun din ba ang bubuhayin? Or it will be a new one?
I don't know yet the blueprint, but uunahin nila yung from Danao to Carcar, the 11 LGU, the composed of the Metro Cebu. After that, they will extend now to the extreme north, extreme south.
Grabe. Grabe din talagang development sa Cebu.
That is how to decongest Cebu, and they're bringing the maps and the PESA zone, the extreme north, to develop the north part. And then, okay, this is Metro Cebu. If you nakaharap ka itong sa mapa, no? On my right is going north, on my left is going south. Okay, the Mandawi and the Mactan is in the middle. So how they do master plan in Cebu? You go to the middle up to Danao, these are all busy commercial industrial area already. But on the extreme right, dito sa Bugo to from 3 municipality up to North Dulo, these are flat lands. So not so developed, but they are developing the Roro, the water port, and the airstrip, because they're positioning this as what I mentioned to you for industrial manufacturing ang PESA zone kasi flat land ito. And this is across Bantayan Island. On my extreme left naman, they are positioning this one for the tourism industry. Adventure tourism, if you're familiar with Botanding, yung yung parang 11 kilometers, 12 kilometers from the waterfalls na mag-rafting kayo from waterfalls.
White water rafting.
Yeah, yung parang talon kayo, lakad na naman, caving naman. I forgot how they call that one.
The spelunking, no?
Yeah, and then on the lower part is facing east. On the upper part is facing west. On the facing west is where you can see the industrial zone where Cebu is where we are famous with the Tunisia, yung gumagawa ng mga fast crop, yung mga bulk carrier, yung boat, yung mga big vessels industry nandito sa Balamban, Cebu. Then expanding up to the industry will be expanding into Aloginsan to Boran. So up to here going north side. So these are industrial zone. On the west south side, this is the adventure tourism. Dito galing yung adventure tourism, yung Kawasan Falls. From here, ang foreigner, then labas sila dito sa east side. So they started in the west side, then labas sila dito sa east side. So ganyan yung mga, so again, it's adventure tourism naman dyan. But sa portion dito sa Cebu West side, South, Cebu West South portion, nagsimula tayo very promising commercial grade oil run by Chinese. Ongoing na sa May Alegria, Cebu, ongoing na ang ano ngayon, processing ngayon ng commercially grade oil. So it's a very very big deposit that can supply the whole the oil industry natin, like gasoline, diesel, ano.
Wow.
So this is
ongoing project. Ongoing
na. So hindi pa sila full blast, more on the development pa sila ngayon. Okay? So major development of Cebu, how we prepared, of course, airport we have already done. Tapos na ito prior to pandemic, the expanded international airport that accommodate more airlines. And then being in Cebu again, we're famous, nasa gitna tayo, going Visayas, Mindanao, it's just 30 minutes to 1 hour travel to maximum 2 hours travel using our fast crop. And fast crop is now developed in the west side of Cebu. Okay? And then power. We have several power industry in Cebu. Mind you, Aboitices, major stockholder ng mga power industry are Cebuano. Yeah. So, they have major power plant here in Cebu. Kaya for the last, I think during my term as a broker for the last 13 years, hindi ko na masyado naranasan ang brownout except if there is sudden sunog or may big typhoon na biglang nag-shut down because may na pumutok na mga transformer. But for the last 13 years during my broker years, di ko naranasan yung rasyon ng power, no? Wala yan sa Cebu. Kaya stable ang power natin sa Cebu. And you see the backdrop, parang Chocolate Hills. Kala niyo Chocolate Hills lang meron. You see, these are famous in Cebu, no? Yung mga mountain natin. So, let's say communication. We have, kaya malakas tayo sa ICT BPO because we have very stable communication. Globe, Smart, PLDT, TM, Dito. We have here very stable satellite, cell site, everything. And the buses in Cebu since pandemic, sad to say, isa sa negosyo ko natamaan yung mga PUG ko. Napalitan ngayon ng mga buses. So, but again, it's for the development of the economy. So, major bus transport na ngayon ang mga tumatakbo sa Cebu City, Mandawi City, mga urban city area. But yung mga maliliit na road still feed by mga small jeepney and tricycle. So, again, these are, sabi ko nga, very stable yung communication, yung transportation, and then there's a proposed also na to avoid traffic ngayon sa land, there is what we call north to south na fast crop taxi. So if you go to Argao, go to Mactan, that can be instead using the land vehicle, you can use now the yung parang boat taxi.
Nice.
Being proposed in your Pasig River, di ba? Parang boat taxi. Now, again, so all those things, for all our listeners here, if you wanted to venture or invest in Cebu, to all my colleague brokers and agents in the industry, you try to visit our website, phmls.com. These are multi-listing system of all our associates, brokers, agents in our realty office. So you can visit or please contact us. No, if you want to talk with me, just give me a call. Consultation, Q&A are free. Or if you come visit to Cebu, I can give you a tour. Then let's have coffee. Mas ganado ako magsalita pag may kape. So again, in front of you can screenshot. That's
go take a picture.
For the online Viber, WhatsApp, it's my Globe number. And that's it. And our realty office, ROI, it's Realty Options Inc. And we started with real estate business, and God bless us so much that we venture in real estate financing. So we fund some development and of course insurance. Sabi nga, bakit tatlo? Kasi I guided my associates to make more money. Kasi if they buy, let's say, 10 million property, nag-down sila ng 20%. Di ba, they mortgage sa banko yung 80%, no?
80%. Yeah.
But if you mortgage to the bank, you're required MRI, life insurance. Kaya nandun na yung insurance.
Nice.
And then,
Nice.
at saka insurance, at saka fire insurance. So, nandun na rin yung fire insurance.
Nice. Nice.
So kumita
Alright.
sila sa selling property, kumita sila sa selling real estate. Sa life insurance at sa fire insurance, which is requirements for the loan. Now,
Yes. Yes.
financing, pag hindi sila approved ng banko, I have my financing also.
In-house financing.
In-house. Oo.
Oh.
So,
All right.
okay.
Well,
Thank you so much, King.
yeah. That's a handful for us, and a mouthful of things that we learned in the Queen City of the South. And it's not just about the real estate, but we learned about the industries. We learned about the economy of Cebu, even population and geography, all because we have a Dr. Sam Lau who helped us and graced us in this afternoon show. Alam mo, Sir Sam, marami pang dapat pag-usapan, no? With regards to Cebu. And when you were talking, sabi ko, dapat kunin na to ng governor's office as the spokesperson for Cebu. Kasi hindi lang kaalaman sa real estate, hindi lang bentahan ang iyong ipinepresenta, kundi ibinebenta mo ang investments sa Cebu, which is indeed, if you're a foreign tourist, if you're watching us, if you're a Filipino overseas, and you're not that familiar with Cebu, Cebu is a legit option to Manila. No, you should replay this and listen to the developments, not only in tourism, not only into real estate, but warehouses, commercial developments, business opportunities in Cebu. And if you want to hook up, or if you want to know more, you can hook up with Mr. Sam Lau of Realty Options Inc. That's ROI, because the money that you pay will definitely go back to you if you get it from ROI. Tama po ba, Sir Sam?
Yeah, thank you.
Ayan, so put their virtual hands together. So maraming salamat, the former president of PAREB, also the president and CEO of Realty Options Incorporated, Dr. Sam Lau. Well, guys, that's all the time that we have. It's just a 1-hour show. I wish it was more, especially with guests such as Mr. Sam Lau, who has more information and more knowledge to share to us about Cebu and about property selling. So, muli, maraming salamat for tuning in to Realty Realities this Saturday afternoon. To our sponsors, that's Vista Blue Chips Marketing, www.spaceformybiz.com. Also to WJH Home and Body Essentials na ibibigay natin. Sir Sam, kailan ka ba magpupunta dito sa Manila para makatipid tayo ng mailing? We'll send it to you. WJH Home and Body Essentials. Marami pong salamat. Please stay tuned for Marketplace, which is 20 minutes from now, 5:30, still at your channel, the new channel. So maraming salamat po muli sa pagpapanood. God bless us all, brothers and sisters. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.